forgetful, but you always remind me. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come. I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come. I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace in the storm. In the storm. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace.
Good morning, Rooted Men. Great to be with you this morning. I'm super excited to bring this because it is kind of cool. Give a look at scripture, and this week, last week, I pulled up what I was doing today, and I saved it in my phone so I could look at it and think about what I wanted to talk about or how I was going to do this. And then a couple of days ago, when I actually started writing the devotion, I pulled it up again And I looked at it, and it looked like a totally foreign verse. And I was surprised, but the way it started, it looked like it was a completely different verse. And so I copied them down because I wanted to share them. Now, today's verse starts with, "Do not let kindness and truth leave you," in the NASB, which is what I've been kind of playing with lately. But then I pulled up the NIV version, and I thought I had the wrong verse, because it said, where is it? I got it here. I should just share it, and that would be easier, wouldn't it? I'm still slow. It says, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you." So it was just surprising to me that it kind of threw me off a little bit. I thought I was looking at the wrong verse the whole time and had that in my hand. But anyway, let's see who's with us this morning. That was just a little sidebar that I threw in there just because I was kind of surprised by it. We have a Facebook user, which is Ken Gooch, and we have Brian Fleming with us this morning, and Pastor Tom is with us this morning, and I believe we have that is, hold on, I got my phone here. Oh, crap, the all disappeared. Chris Conley, and it appears that Bert Reggiani is there too, and John Carson at the end. Where's John Carson? I saw him there. Good morning. I always know it's John Carson because he calls me Stevie G. The only one that does. So you win, John. Let me take that out of there. Today's verse is Proverbs 3 and 4. And let me share it with you again. Hopefully you saw it the first time. Okay, we're getting there. "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. And then you'll win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man." There's a lot there. There's a lot there, to the point where I had to kind of pick and choose what I was going to do. And then I thought, we could go to 9, but so I'm doing kind of quick little overlay of what I found, and I found cool. Verse 3 starts right out, calls us to never let love and faithfulness leave. We can look at that real quick, and say, okay, that makes sense. But I think it's also good for us to look at what the Bible means when it talks about love and faithfulness. So will you do what everybody should do when we struggle to make sure we understand something, is we look up scripture that relates to it. And what better verses to describe what love is than when you look at 1 Corinthians in the love verses. I think it's in chapter 13, 4 through 8. It reads, I have it here written there. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. So the writer of Proverbs is telling us that we need to do those things and never stop doing those things. And then he says, faithfulness. And scripture to back that. Scripture that where I pulled this was kind of cool because I found stuff that I had forgotten that I'd read. I found, let me see if I can find it again. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. The ancients like Abraham and his son. That was from Hebrews 1 through 12. But then Hebrews goes on to continue in that chapter, and I'm not going to do it today because it's very long, but it's very cool. Gives you examples of faithfulness in the men of the ancient men with Moses and with Abraham, and it's very cool, and you can see what the writer of Hebrews is trying to say with this. He's taking Old Testament passages and showing you that there's faithfulness in men. And then it tells us in the scripture that we're doing to bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Similar to Exodus 13. Israelites are told to consecrate their firstborn. And they're told that it will be like a sign on your hand and a symbol on your forehead that the Lord is brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. The Lord has brought you out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And also, one of my favorites is Deuteronomy 6:6, where it is written, these commandments I give you today will be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and to your gates. Again, you're writing them on the tablet of your heart, and in your it's beautiful the way they this points to them to say this is so important. This is so utterly important that you need to have this stuff written in your heart. See, I got any more? Oh yeah, let's go New Testament, because that's what you always want to look for, something that matches a little, right? He said when Paul was preaching, a lot of preachers used letters to prove their authenticity, to prove who taught them or what. But Paul, in this cool little way of turning it around, he says in his letter in the 2 Corinthians, show them that you are a letter from Christ, the result of your ministry, written not on ink, but with spirit of a living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. So the Bible is pretty clear on that. This is where you need to write it. It needs to be there, hung on your doorpost, hung around your neck, wherever it has to be, written on your forehead. It also tells us in the last little part of that scripture, let's go back to that. He says, then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Faithfulness and love will find you favor. At first I read it, I'm thinking, we're already redeemed, and do we have to do these things to be redeemed? But I think we have a tendency to look at every little thing is said as a job, as a chore. Faithfulness and love are not a chore. They are the fruits of the Spirit. They're who we are now. I saw a pastor once, and he used the term for the fruits of the Spirit. Okay, he basically said, replace the word fruits with results. Once you have faith, these are the results. From now on, the fruits of the Spirit, faithfulness and love, which are all found in Galatians 5:22, if you're interested. It'll tell you all of the fruits. Once you find faith, though, these are part of you now. It's not something you have to do. It's something you are. And we have a tendency to forget that. And we because our patience, which is a fruit, may be thin, but it's also part of love. If we remember back, and love is patient. It's the very first line. So, how can we apply these verses to today? I like to end this way every time. How do we apply this to our lives? Well, I don't think there's anything in here that is dated. We don't have to say, well, no, that was something they did back in the Egyptian times. We can still show love and faithfulness. We can still be patient and kind. We still can be caring and it's, I don't think there's a timetable for that. It's not something that we're going to ever get. But the one thing that caught my eye in that last line is the very last word. And for a lot of us, it's important. We don't like people to look at us like we're wrong or something wrong. But it caught my eye was the word man. Not only are a good name in the sight of God, but and man. And we live in this kingdom. We live, we laugh, and like it or not, we're going to be judged by the people in this kingdom that see us on a daily basis. Our neighbors, the kid at the grocery store that stocks the shelves, cashiers, the person that waits on our table, they all are going to run into us. And they probably are going to judge us one way or another. We had a restaurant yesterday in town, and the waitress asked me, have you seen Tom Donnelly? And I'm like, oh yeah, he's out of town right now. Right? Well, he's back in town now, but he was out of town. And she goes, oh, I was just worried. I hadn't seen him in a while. It was obviously, if Tom was a difficult customer, they wouldn't have been looking for him or worried about him. So I think when you wear your Christianity on your sleeve and you're loving and you're faithful, people see it. And if you're told to go out and live the gospel and make disciples of all nations, but people can't stand to be around you, people are put off by you're saying you live one way, but then you look like you live another. If we let faithfulness and love be our guide, I truly believe people around us will see it and want to be a part of it. They'll want to be around you. And we'll be a reflection of the God that sent his son to die for us. And to me, that is the most important thing. I thank you for being with me this morning. Sorry if I ran on a little bit. I guess I didn't. It's really not that late. I could have talked another couple hours, but, well, no, I couldn't have. I'll be honest with you. I don't have that many words. Have a very firmly rooted day. Anybody else come on? Facebook user. Let me see. I think I got everybody already. Ed Pila. Good morning, Ed. It's nice to see you with us. And I hope this is a blessing to you. And have a very firmly rooted day. Peace.